I'm staying low down, keeping it a bill, that ain't no doubt. Much love to the homie, every city know now. More crowd, pressing issues in the positive. Locked Out TV is way better than they thought it is. The interviews is solid facts, talking about your troubled past. What you did to change that shit, doing better is the plan. Homie keeps a solid point, combo lit just like a joint. Better yet just like a brew, Locked Out TV thought you knew.
What's good, fam bam? Welcome back to another episode of Locked Out TV. You already know how we do it. We're going to keep it locked out, no doubt, for real. Coming at you with another locked out banger. That's right, man. I got a locked out story time right here, right now. But check it out before we jump all the way up to the video. It'd be highly appreciated if you hit that like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if you really want to level up in the game, hit that comment section and talk, yo, shh. Because that's exactly what the comment section is there for. Now, like I said, man, we on Avenue F. If you seen my park video where I took you on a tour around the park and told you all the stories about how it went down on the Sundays and everything like that, check it out, man. We still on the turf over here. We still on the block. We just on the other side of the neighborhood, right? But I got a crazy story coming y'all's way. Avenue F, and it all went down on this street. So the way the story goes, check it out, man. So the way the story goes, it's Thanksgiving night, right? Me and the locals, we're riding around. We're looking for a Thanksgiving party. We done went to each other's families' houses. We done had, we done ate good. We was blazing up, and then hitting the Thanksgiving parties at each one's family's house. And then, we got full. So the homies was having a Thanksgiving party, right? The Su 13 gang, right? And we was cool. Like, we was cool with them, but we wasn't cool with some of them, but we was cool with most of them. I mean, it was a crazy situation. But anyways, so we got invited to this party, right? And I'm like, yeah, we'll go, So, the homegirl that was throwing the party that night, she actually just moved over here. She was living over in near Rome Street, which y'all know where that is, but it's some Section 8s over that way, right? And I got a story time about that too, so I'll probably drop that story. That's a funny story. Y'all gonna like that one. But anyways, she moved over here, right? They moved over here, but we wasn't sure where they moved to, right? So we're like, man, back then, keep in mind too, there was no cell phones. There was none of that. You know what I'm saying? There was no DMing or none of that. So we had talked to her like maybe a week before. She was like, yeah, I'm moving over there. We're moving over there. We're going to have a Thanksgiving party and like like just celebrate getting a house and everything. I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll show up. Anyways, so we're not really knowing where the house is. So we're just riding around this neighborhood, right? We're just riding around the block trying to find the party. There's a lot going on at this time, man. There's a lot of beef in the streets. It's blue on blue. Everybody's beefing with each other. Everybody's going at it. I mean, it's just a lot going on. It's a dangerous time, to be real with you. It's real dangerous, right? So, and a little before that, I wasn't even strapped up this night because a little before that, let's just say I had to trash it. You know what I'm saying? So my strap got trashed, and I had no idea. Like, I wasn't strapped up. We didn't really have nothing but probably some blades and some baseball bats and whatnot. And we're riding around looking for this party. Now we're going down this street right here, and then we would go over on Avenue E, which is the next street over on the other side of the tree line, right? And we would ride down through there, and we would notice that there was a party going on in the backyard. So he's like, man, that's got to be it. So we rode around about 3 or 4 times just trying to scope things out and make sure that it was like the right party, you know what I'm saying? And we rode around the neighborhood. We rode around the entire neighborhood, and we didn't see no other parties going on but that one party. So we're thinking, you know what? That's got to be the party. You know what I'm saying? That's got to be it. How many other Thanksgiving parties like that's going to be going on? Like, just a house party type shit. So we're like, yeah, man, let's pull up. So before we pull up, the locals are like, check it out. If we pull up and some shit pops off, because keep in mind, we wasn't strapped up. If the shit pops off, we're just going to like handle our business. And if we have to, we're going to split up and meet back over on Red Clay, which is some more Section 8 apartments over that way. Some more projects, right? So we're going to meet at the projects on the other side of the neighborhood if some shit pops off, right? So That was the plan. Like, hell yeah, okay. So we pull up. I'm in my black 6'4". Also, keep in mind, it was a 4-door 64. I was the only white boy in the whole city that was riding around in a black 64 4-door lowrider, right? Impala. So everyone knew my car. All my enemies knew my car. All my homies knew my car. Everybody knew all the damn police knew my car. Everybody knew my car. So we pull up to this party, right? And we're walking up to the fence. And the house is down that way, right? It's on that side, down that way somewhere. Anyway, so we're walking up to the fence. And the local, he's like, hey man, you know, is this so-and-so's party, right? And the individual that's outside, it's like a little group of them outside, but they're just out in front, and they're like, nah, this is just a family only party. And we're like, oh, okay, cool, our bad. Appreciate you telling us, appreciate you letting us know what's up or whatever, and shit, have a fucking blessed Thanksgiving, you know what I'm saying? So we're walking back to my car. We're walking back to the car, and all of a sudden a whole gang of these fools start rushing out the house. I mean, a whole damn house full, a whole gang of these fools. Turned out that we pulled up at the wrong party. That's right, man. It's the wrong party for real. So all these fools start rushing out the house, right? The other local, he had this big ass blade, right? I'll never forget it, man. This big ass blade. And the handle was like, it was like a sword. It was huge. Anyway, so the handle was like a gold. And the end of the handle was like a lion's head, like a lion's face. And then I'll never forget, the lion's eyes was like 2 little red rubies, right? So these fools just start rushing out the house, right? And, they're like, get Tito's and all this shit. We're all like, Southside Locals, fool, what's good? We're banging back on them. Turned out that these fools are claiming Fifth Avenue, right? So back then, we was beefing with Fifth Avenues. And this ain't even a Fifth Avenue area, to be honest with you. But anyways, so to pull up at a party full of Fifth Avenues, we would have never expected that. You know what I'm saying? A house full of Fifth Avenues. Maybe some tiny winos. Maybe some Su 13 gangs, any of that. But to pull up to a house full of damn Fifth Avenues on this turf right here, that wasn't expected. They didn't live here. They just had the little family thing, right? And some fucking enemies pulled up to the wrong house, and they came rushing out. So all hell breaks loose. The homie, the local that has the big ass blade, one of them fools come out. He gets him on the arm, right? Swat, slashes his arm, right? And then he takes the handle and he grabs another one of them fools and he hits him in the face with the lion head on the knife. Bow, hit him square in the head, right? So then we're just squabbling with these fools, like we're fighting and shit, right? So I see the one local, he takes off, like he comes down this way, right? So we're way down there. This fool runs down this way, right? And them fools start chasing him, right? Some fools start chasing him, but we're over here fighting with these fools, right? And I didn't see the other local. It was only 3 of us. Keep in mind, it was only 3 of us against a whole house full of fools. So I didn't see the other local at first. Like, the crowd was just so crazy, and I was just fighting for dear life. I ain't gonna lie. So I see that fool take off running, right? So the one thing that pops in my head is I gotta get to my car, I gotta get to my car and dip. That was the plan. So I start heading towards my car. I pop this one fool, pop, and I start going to my car, right? And right when I go to get in my car, I turn around and I look, and I see my local man get hit in the face with a damn beer bottle. Boom! So when I seen that, I turn around, start rushing to help him, right? Well, when I start rushing to help him, another fool jumps in my way, and he's like, "Hey, fool, let them fools go one-on-one, woo." And I was like, man, F all that. That fool just hit my homie with a bottle. So then I hit him. Pow! I start pow. 2 pieces, he went down. I start rushing over there, right? To help my local, right? Well, then out of nowhere, the fool that I knocked down, he got back up, came up behind me, hit me in the back of the head with a bottle. Bam! I went down. And I ain't gonna lie, when the white boy went down, I don't know if I was glowing in the dark. I don't know if I had a bright light. I don't know if my skin was I don't know what the hell happened. But every one of them fools started rushing me. Every one of them fools started rushing me, man. I don't know how many fools was on me, but I know they were beating my white ass. I know that for a fact. So this one fool, anyways, man, that's how I got stabbed. So I ended up getting stabbed when I was on the ground, right? I ended up getting stabbed. They was beating the shit out of me, kicking me and shit. I ended up getting stabbed when I was on the ground. Somehow I ended up getting a knife out of my leg. And I go after like because the way I got stabbed, for some reason, that I guess that fool was low on the ground. Anyways, man, the point is I ended up on this fool and, you know, handling my business with the blade, right? I got the blade that was just in me and I'm handling my business with the blade. I ain't gonna lie, man, that one fool was yelling like a little girl. He's, get this weirdo off of me. Get this bitch weirdo off of me. Anyways, that's all I'm gonna say. He was yelling like a little girl, facts. But anyways, man, so they get me off of that fool. They beat my ass some more. And then out of nowhere, I see my local come up, right? And I'll never forget it because he was like an angel, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He was like a guardian angel. He saved me. I ain't gonna lie. This fool comes up with a buckle. He has a one of them big-ass ranchero buckles. I don't know where he got it because he didn't wear them belts. So I don't even know how the hell he got that belt. But, anyways, so he comes up and he's got it like wrapped around his hand to where the buckle's on the bottom of his hand. So he runs up on these fools and he just starts hitting them. Bow, like grabbing them and hitting them. Bow, hitting them off me with the buckle. Bow. And they start like, I guess, dispersing or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, come on, loco, let's get up. So this fool helps me up, grabs me up, right? And I'm limping to my car. And he's helping me. This fool puts me in the driver's seat. And I'm like, what the hell? He's like, let's go, loco, let's go. So, because these fools had done backed off because the rest of the family, like, you know, the mothers or whoever, they started coming out and they was like trying to break it out. It was chaos. It was crazy. But we held our own. I'll tell you that much. We definitely held our own. Shit. Anyways, so I go to open my door. When I go to open my car door, this little ass fool, I'll never forget it, man. This little ass fool that had a beanie on way below his eyes. Like this little fool, man, I don't know how old this fool was, but he was young. This little fool comes up and stabs me in the other leg. Gets me another leg. You know what I'm saying? Now, so I turn around and grab my other leg and I was like, oh shit. And I was like, this little motherfucker just stabbed me. So then I like try to reach for him, and when I did, he took off running. And I'm like, oh hell no. So anyways, man, we get in the car. I end up getting in the car, right? I end up getting in the car. My local ends up getting in the car, and we take off, right? Now, as we take off, the police show up, right? They get behind me. They blue light me, right? By this time, the street's empty. Like, everyone's done. They probably seen the police coming way before we did. And them fools, like, because you see the way the street is, right? And all the police came from this way, right? So we was way down there at the end. So I'm sure they seen these fools coming, you know, all that shit. Anyways, so they blue light us, right? And I'm like, man, I'm bleeding out both my damn legs and shit, right? So these fools, so the hippies like, hey, fool, like, you gonna pull over or what? And I'm like, hell no, man, I gotta get to the hospital. He's all bleeding out his face where he got his teeth knocked out and shit with the beer bottles and shit. I'm bleeding out my legs, you know. So anyways, man, so there's some apartments down there, right? I'll take y'all to the apartments right now and I'll tell y'all the rest of the story. Okay, so here we are, man. Keep in mind also, back then, these apartments was freshly built. Wasn't none of these trees there. Here. All you had was just like the curbs and the pull-ins, right? Like, these apartments was brand new. But anyways, man, the police, they get behind us. They blue light us. I get down to a little past this dumpster. As a matter of fact, I think where I pulled in, the pull over was right there on that green spot, right there past the mailboxes, right? So I start getting dizzy. And I'm like, man, I got to pull over, man. Fuck this. You know, we got to get some help, right? So I pull in. When I pull in, I'm so dizzy and I'm so like messed up from losing blood and shit that I end up hitting that whole curb right there. Like, I didn't even pull in the normal drive in, right? I ended up pulling over that whole entire curb right there. Pull, pull, pull. Keep in mind, my car was a lowrider. It was on 13-inch 100 spokes. So, you know, it ended up hitting the bottom of my shit all kind of. Anyways, so we pull in right there. The police rushes. They want to see IDs. They trying to pull us out the car. They doing all this extra shit, you know. And we're like, bro, like, I can't, like, I'm literally about to pass out from blood loss right now. Like, come on, man. And he, you know, and then when the gang units pulled up, right, there was this one gang unit, and he used to love messing with us, bro. Like, he used to, like, anytime this fool seen us out cruising or caught us on the block or whatever, he would pull over and he would harass the hell out of us. He would pull over and he would have us up on the cars. He'd be checking our pockets. He'd be doing all kinds of craziness, right? He hated us. So he pulls up, man. He starts cussing us out and shit. Y'all out here causing all this bullshit. Whoa, 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 right? Anyways, so the ambulance pulls up. They get us in the ambulance. Look, I had some brand new Ben Davis. I had some brand new ass Ben Davis that I had just bought just for Thanksgiving holiday, right? So I could look fresh on Thanksgiving. Brand new Cortezes, all that shit. Bloodied out. They ended up cutting my Ben Davis off. My damn Cortezes was running from blood. I ended up going to the emergency room. I ended up getting stitched up. I ended up getting stapled up. When I got stitched up, I got off the table to leave, and my stitches ripped. So they had to put me back on the table and re-stitch me, and then that's when they put the staples in, right? And so yeah, I ended up getting stapled up, stitched up. My local, he ended up losing, like, he lost a tooth, and his lips, you know, he ended up getting his lips stitched up too. The other local, he was okay. He was cool, you know. There was no arrest made that night because, hey, that ain't how we getting down, you know what I'm saying? So there was no arrest made that night. There was none of that bullshit going down that night, man. Because you know what? At the end of the day, to all you youngsters that want to gangbang and do this street shit, when street shit happens, you're not a victim. Just know that. But anyways, man, that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed the story. Much love, much respect. You already know how we do it, man. We keep that shit loked out, no doubt, for real. Hit that like, that subscribe, comment below, and I'm out.
Locked out TV, thought you knew. Keep it G and keep it fly.